A little over a month ago, I was watching Primetime Sports with Bob McCowan on Friday, January the 18th, the day after the Toronto Raptors beat the Phoenix Suns 111-109 when Pascal Siakam scored a buzzer-beater layup to win the game, and Pascal Siakam was the first topic to open up the show for about 30 minutes in before the topic was changed from him to something else. Primetime Sports comes on from Mondays to Fridays every single week from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. where Bob and his colleagues discuss about sports. And Friday is a special day because it's Friday Roundtable, where him and his colleagues discuss things that has happened during the whole week from a variety of sports after he takes your calls for an hour if you call into the show. In this specific Friday Roundtable session, Bob was joined by Richard Deitsch, Arash Madani, and John Shannon, and this is what they were saying about Pascal Siakam. At first, Bob was saying that Pascal can be as good as Kawhi Leonard, then he instantly took back his thoughts as he realized he jumped the gun a little bit too much and changed his opinion to say that he believes Pascal can be on the same level as DeMar DeRozan, a player that can be a star but not a superstar. Richard Deitsch believes that Pascal needs to improve his shot more in order to be on the level of a Kawhi Leonard in terms of being able to shoot off the dribble, not a player that just gets set up by his teammates when the ball is kicked out to him and he shoots from the spot, which is what we call a spot-up shooter in basketball, which is true. I'll go into this a little bit later in the video. Richard also believes that Pascal will be a better overall player than DeMar DeRozan has ever been in his career, just not the scorer that DeMar DeRozan is in his career, which I agree with. Richard also believes that Pascal will be a star as well, and not a superstar, and this is Richard's favorite player in the league. I love how he's not biased towards Pascal though. He's been big on Pascal for years now, before a lot of people have been noticing Pascal. Arash Madani believes that Pascal is a mega star, and John Shannon believes that people should calm down about Pascal and give him time to grow before comparing him to any other stars or superstars who are more seasoned players with more experience, who have spent way more years in the league, that has proven themselves over the years in the regular season and on the biggest stage, which is the playoffs. And that's just John's opinion. But things will always be compared. We are humans. It's something that we do. But this is where I come in now. This is how good I think that Pascal Siakam will be in the future, and which players he plays the game like that he will be better than in the future. If you are new to my channel and not subscribed, make sure to subscribe because I drop basketball videos and I cover different topics of the NBA. And don't forget to hit the notification button to get notified whenever I drop a video if you haven't already. And like I always say, once again, it's Third IV 195 coming at you with another video. Stay tuned.
Hey, sell it for free. Put no prices on that body, sell it for free. Hey, sell it for free. Girl, you know that body prices, sell it for free.
Before I get deeper into the video, I'd like to shout out SwaddleFam and _T.Oshi. Thanks for the support, I really appreciate it. And for the other people that didn't get shoutouts that wanted one, I'll shout you out in future videos because I'll only be doing 2 shoutouts per video because I'm getting so many shoutout requests. Also, if you want a shoutout in future videos, let me know in the comment section below. Now on to the video. One of the players that I think that Pascal Siakam does things similar to on the court that he will become better than in the future is... Yeah, that's right, the player is Draymond Green. Pascal Siakam to me will be Draymond Green 2.0, and here's why. We'll be looking at offense, which includes scoring, assists, and offensive rebounds, and we'll be looking at defense as well, which includes steals, blocks, and defensive rebounds. And something that most people don't mention is that rebounding is a part of offense and defense. That's why rebounding will be looked into from both aspects in this video. If you look at Pascal and Draymond's stats from college, you'll notice that Pascal was a better scorer than Draymond was, and they were about the same defensively, but Draymond was a better passer, and I would say Pascal was a better rebounder, even though I'm speaking hypothetically, because if Pascal stayed 2 more years, in my opinion, he would still continue to grab rebounds in the double digits, even though there would be a possibility of a fluctuation. Free throw wise, they both weren't that good, but Draymond was better at shooting threes, and Pascal was better from the field. Now onto their NBA stats. If you take a look at Draymond and Pascal's first 2 seasons, you can see see that they struggled a bit because in Pascal's case, he needed to develop more, which he did by him playing a lot in the D-League, which is called the G League now, with the Toronto Raptors affiliate team Raptors 905. He even won a D-League championship with them back in 2017, and he was the D-League Finals MVP as well. In Draymond's case, he was battling with minutes between him and David Lee, but in both players' third years, things instantly turned around for them because there was no more hurdles in their way, and you can clearly see that from the improvement in their stats. As you are looking at their stats, you'll notice that Pascal is a better scorer than Draymond Green is already in his career, but Draymond Green beats Pascal Siakam in nearly every other statistical category, and when you look at Draymond's stats from his third season all the way to this season, even in his best scoring season, he's not averaging more points than Pascal is averaging this season. But here's my point. This is why I'm calling Pascal Siakam Draymond Green 2.0. The reason why I'm calling Pascal Siakam Draymond Green 2.0 is because I believe he'll be better than Draymond in the future, and I believe he'll impact the game more. He's already a better scorer than Draymond is, but when Pascal gets stronger along with getting bigger and he develops more knowledge for the game, he'll become better than Draymond in more statistical categories, not in just one. Just like how Pascal is a contender to win the Most Improved Player award for this season, he'll be contending to win the Defensive Player of the Year award in the future, in my opinion, because just like Draymond Green, Pascal can guard all positions from the 1 to the 5. And like I said before, with time he'll get better, defensively and offensively, and strength-wise as well. And the proof is in the pudding right now, because look at his growth since his rookie season statistically compared to this season. Pascal is one of those players that's good at everything but not great at one thing, and that's exactly how Draymond Green is as well. These are the types of players that add so much value to a team. I don't understand why they are so underappreciated. Even when Pascal improves his scoring, he won't be great at it, but he'll be better than he is now. He's already good at scoring. If you watch his game, you'll notice that he's good at handling the ball, but he can't shoot off the dribble. He's a spot-up shooter as of right now, and when he penetrates to the basket, his go-to move is the spin move. He has a very good transition game because he can run the floor, because he's usually faster than the player guarding him, and this is his advantage at the power forward position. He's this fast because he used to play soccer, and when you play soccer, it gives you an advantage in other sports. Like what's said here, just like how being a track and field athlete and transitioning into becoming a basketball player gives you an advantage, like myself when I used to be an athlete back in the day. Like I explained in this video suggested at the top, from the 9:18 mark to the 9:52 mark. If Pascal develops a back to the basket game with the good footwork that he has because he was a soccer player, and he develops a fadeaway shot and stuff like that, and he's able to shoot off the dribble, he'll be really dangerous. I believe that he'll develop these things because he's willing to put in the work, and that's proven with the growth in his game over the years, like I said before, when you look at his stats. But even with adding all these things to his game, I still think that he won't be a great scorer, but at best he'll be as good as a Klay Thompson is offensively, or as a Scottie Pippen and even Bradley Beal is offensively right now. And nothing more than that in my opinion, because he'll be busy filling other parts of the stat sheet naturally, because he's a guy that's good at everything but not great at one thing. In my opinion, he'll never be the offensive player that Kevin Durant, LeBron, or James Harden are, and a few other greats were. But here's why. Because him having to focus on everything else will take a lot of energy out of him, why he won't become a great scorer. Here's an example. In the early 2010s, Serge Ibaka was the best rim protector in the league, but when he became a better offensive player, it took away from his rim protecting ability because he spends more time and energy on the offensive end now. To me, Pascal is a player that you can't build around. He's more valuable when he's not the best player on the floor, but when he's the second best player. And that's proven based off this season alone, because Pascal is the second best scorer on the Raptors this season. Also, if you are building around Pascal, the organization is exactly saying that they believe he can't take a team over the hump, being the best player, when that's not true in my opinion. Because in doing so, you are trying to make someone that's a star player turn into a superstar player, which shouldn't be the case. And this was the case for DeMar DeRozan as well. You can't make a 4-star player become a 5-star player. It's just not going to work. That's why with DeMar DeRozan, the Raptors were never going to go over the hump and make it to the finals. I think that this would be the same case for Pascal Siakam if Kawhi Leonard were to leave this offseason and the organization decided to go in this direction. These two are some of my favorite players in the league, like Pascal Siakam and DeMar DeRozan, but I'm an objective guy. I'm not biased towards my favorites, and the truth is simply just the truth. If a team were to build around a player like Pascal Siakam, the team would make it to the playoffs and win a series or two, but that's about it. The team wouldn't be a championship contending team. I can see Pascal Siakam putting up numbers like 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks, and 1.5 steals per game, around those numbers consistently season after season. That's how good I think that he will be. The other player that Pascal Siakam is like is... Yup, Al Horford. He's another one of those players that's good at everything, but not great at one thing.
Al Horford is the guy that does some stuff that no one else can quite do at that level. Defend the rim. He's so versatile defensively because he can guard the other guy's point guard, if that point guard is Ben Simmons, and the center, if that, even if it's Embiid. He's just complete, he can switch. What can't Al Horford do? He's really the prototypical modern big. He can shoot from the outside. He can post up. He can do so. And in this series in particular, he is abusing Kevin Love in the pick and roll. So Al Horford is the guy. Yes, he's a version of the statless all-star. He does put up numbers, but in the past his value's been overlooked at times because there may not be one single number that jumps out at you. But when everyone's quick to say, the reason I always say, hey, they're missing two of their best three players, Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, is because if you had to number the most important and best players on the Celtics, Kyrie is one. I think Horford is two, and without Kyrie, that makes him one on the team right now.
Pascal Siakam is Al Horford 2.0 as well, and Al Horford complements any best player's game that's on any team that he's on, but this is what I'm basically saying. Pascal is a complementary player. Pascal is not an MVP caliber type of player to me, but he'll definitely be a multiple-time All-Star, a guy with possibly a few individual awards, and possibly a ring or rings by the time he retires, depending on how things go in his career, if he doesn't face injuries and stuff like that. The reason why I believe he's Draymond Green and Al Horford 2.0 is because he'll do things better than they have throughout their careers. Statistically, for example, Draymond and Al never scored 20+ points in their careers, and they never will. But I believe that's something Pascal will do in his career, score over 20 points in most seasons that he plays in the future, and he'll do better than them in other statistical categories, which will cause him to impact the game more than they ever have in their careers. This might rub some Pascal Siakam fans the wrong way, but again, like I said before, I'm a fan of Pascal myself, but this is just how I see things going for him. But hey, it's just my opinion. I can be wrong about him. There's a possibility that he can become a superstar in the future, but being a complimentary player isn't a bad thing, so I don't see why people see it as being negative, and a lot of players see it that way as well. Scottie Pippen was a complimentary player to Michael Jordan when he was on the Chicago Bulls, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. He's in the top 50 greatest of all time list, and there's no debate about that. So there you go. It's not a bad thing to be a complimentary player, but that's it for the video, guys. That's how good I think that Pascal Siakam will become in the future. And like I always say, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button and comment below. Tell me what you think. Your opinion matters. And follow me on my Twitter and Instagram account. It's the same name as my YouTube channel name. And share this video. Peace.
I eat my French toast, bag of French girl, tell her let's go. Watch me explode like I'm Mentos mixed with that coke. Moving like a groupie, so I back up pronto. Though you a baddie, I'm gon' split my Uber, go get you a taxi.